Good morning. Welcome into Friday Take. I'm Devin Albertson, joined by Luke Sanders and Jordan Riley. How are you two doing this morning?
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, it's early morning here. It's cold out.
Yeah, that's what people walking with, like, no stars, you can't no hat, no hoodie. I'm like,
Do you actually have
no.
sweatpants on today? Because you're a annual just wear shorts in the middle of winter guy.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's a good adjustment. The cold.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's my little like a headache and stuff. I think it's alarm.
don't get extra sick.
Yeah.
I drove the moped in today, so it was really cold. It's all right. I made it. I was bundled up. Got my winter coat out, so I survived on the way in. But we're going to talk some Bearcat athletics. Start the show off today. On the schedule for this weekend, women's soccer at home versus Missouri Western Day at 3. Women's volleyball at home tonight, 6 o'clock versus Central Missouri. Men's basketball at Duke tonight, starting at 6. Games on ESPN 3. Watch ESPN if you want to watch it online. So definitely see the two number one teams in the nation in Division One, Division Two, an exhibition game tonight at 6. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Volleyball tomorrow at 3, along with a football game at Pittsburgh State at 2 p.m. Volleyball games at 3 versus Lindenwood, and then soccer on Sunday, Senior Day, versus Lindenwood at 12:30. And if I remember right, 2 years ago they had a brawl with Lindenwood, so that was pretty awesome. And we'll see if it happens again this year.
You do remember right. Let's try not to brawl this year, but if it happens,
Thing is, this year, the winner of that game could go to the MIAA tournament, so tensions will be high.
maybe just knock them all out and get it. Is that how it is?
Went to a fight in a soccer game, broke out. So we kind of went for this game on Sunday. Um, that's what happened a couple years ago. Volleyball next Tuesday goes to Truman State, 7 p.m. For an out-of-conference game there over in Kirksville. But of course, tonight game versus at Duke. Duke has 4 freshmen starting who are all highly recruited. They're going to be super athletic compared to a D2 school, but just a great experience. I know I've been watching on social media. The guys over at Duke visited North Carolina as well. Got to see some sites over there.
You
And
gotta see a real, not a real school, but a real basketball. The school, maybe not so real.
the academics in North Carolina has been lacking in some
Only if you
spots.
play.
No, that's the whole reason they got off clean is because of all the fake classes were available to all the students. So what is the benefit for the student athlete? That's how you get by it.
Why you gotta go to North Carolina?
So it's fair. Maybe the state tuition costs
Uh,
would have been a big problem there. But hey, if you're taking,
I pay a lot of money to take classes at a real degree, so
that's fair. But yes, Northwest going to Duke tonight. ESPN 3. I believe we'll have someone for X106 watching the game and live tweeting. If you can't watch the game, follow us on Twitter at X106_sports for that. So, or 6 p.m. It's just going to be a fun atmosphere. You get to play in Camden Indoor. Not something you get to do every day. I know Kurth talked about it in the press conference this week. Still hadn't hit him until probably the game starts that he's actually playing at Duke because it's one of just a nice atmosphere for a D2 player. Like, hey, I actually get to play at Duke. So I don't know, just interesting to see how they'll respond.
it'll be a good thing to get them hyped up for the season. Like they'll go in there. I mean, obviously they're gonna lose by a lot of points, but like
Cats by 90.
that doesn't really matter. Like the whole point is a fun experience for them, and they'll get them hyped up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this game is more Duke schedules this every year. They play the defending D2 national champions, so it's more of a celebration for the D2 team. Like, hey, we just won a national championship last year. We get this before the season starts a game at Duke, get to see some sights and stuff like that. North Carolina, I know this is the third time in the last few years that a Missouri team has won the national championship and got to see Duke. Drury did it in 2013, Central Missouri in 2014, on Northwest here this season.
Our only
Let's
goal
do
is
it.
to lose by less than 53 because that's how much obviously we just got to win.
That's definitely a nice goal. Maybe Justin Pitts to cross over Grayson Allen once.
Or we can get Chris and Dow done. Either one would be fine.
You can always hope, right?
Yeah. It's pretty boring.
I don't hate Grayson Allen as much as you
I
do.
don't like him.
I don't hate Grayson Allen as much. I
I
don't.
don't know.
Yeah. There's a few people. Maybe the guys just tripped, but
Uh,
um, yeah. So that's what happened tomorrow. And tomorrow, tonight. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe he's a nice guy. You just don't know it.
Oh,
I don't think so, but I'll defend Grayson Allen because that's what I do, I guess.
yeah, you defend the worst people in sports.
Like,
That kind of.
okay. I like Batista. He's a nice guy.
No. You defend Josh Donaldson? Cool.
That's just because he is Eric Hosmer who plays third base, and that just makes Royals fans mad that I point that out.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree. That's way better than Eric Hosmer. He's on
I don't know about way better. I mean, he's won an MVP, didn't he?
Donaldson?
Yeah.
Last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
He said that Josh Donaldson.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I heard you way wrong. I thought you said Hosmer was better. I'm like,
I
yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
defensively better.
Well, anyways, tomorrow, Northwest at Pitt State. I know a couple years ago I made the trip down with Luke and a bunch of my other friends to Pittsburgh. That was a fun trip. Not making the trip this year. They bad, and it's a 3-hour trip. It's gonna be cold, so no bueno for that one. It is a fun atmosphere down there in the jungle. Carney Smith Stadium down in Pittsburgh. Nice game day atmosphere. I know they have a promotion to try to give away tickets because people won't go to their games right now because they're bad. So that's just sad for them at this point. It's like it was like their family pack with like 4 tickets for $40 or something like that. They're usually like $20 a piece apparently. They overprice their tickets way too much. I think it's part of the problem. They outpriced families for D2 games. I think something like that. Yeah. Yeah. But you would think, but Pittsburgh. It's still a fun time. Yeah. Pitt probably has a better stadium. They're probably the best stadium in D2. So them and Grand Valley probably are up there. Grand Valley is huge. But yeah. So yeah, that's gonna happen tomorrow. I'll be checking in on the game a little bit, see how we're doing there. I can't watch the game because the MIAA wants to charge for you for a day pass, or that's not happening. But volleyball game also Lindenwood, 3 o'clock on Saturday. I am salty. They'll be going for win number 39 in a row.
Who?
Northwest. 39 wins in a row is what they're going for on Saturday. I do believe that the Pitt State starting quarterback went out against Emporia, and their best running back also got hurt in the fourth quarter of that game. After their 12-hour lightning delay rescheduled the next day, they both got hurt on Sunday. Rose, their running back might be back, but their quarterback probably won't be. They're a run-based team, and they've completely changed their offense from last year because they figured out it didn't work. They just try to run the clock out a lot and just keep their defense off the field as much as possible. Because if they don't, their defense just gives up a ton of points. AKA last year, 69-10. All right, so that's what's going to happen in Bearcat Athletics. Of course, basketball is going to be starting up here in a couple of weeks. In 2 weeks, they have the women will be in Bolivar for Wachita, and the men's basketball team will be in St. Joe against Upper Iowa 2 weeks from today. Yes, it will. Nice game to start the year down in St. Joe for that non-conference matchup, and then the men will play the next day. I don't know who they play next day, but women, they'll play Henderson State the next day in Bolivar. So a couple good matchups there for the teams to get their season started on the 10th. The home games aren't until the 15th and the 17th, respectively, for the women and men. So we'll have those games here next 106, all the home games. Next Saturday, of course, Northwest takes on Fort Hays for Senior Day. Will also be most likely for the outright title for the conference and number 1 seed in the region. Northwest is going for win number 40. Hopefully by that point they win this weekend. So a lot of things versus a good Fort Hays team. So a really good Fort Hays team that plays really physical. So we'll have more on that game next week when we have more prep work for it. But I just wanted everybody look ahead, pack the stands for that one because 1:30 kickoff next Saturday for that Fort Hays game. A lot of playoff and conference implications in that one. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some NFL, what happened last night in the game. Should Tarkin to be in the NFL? Stuff like that. Because Joe Flacco didn't know where he's at today. All right, so we'll be back What?
So neither do
That's fair. We'll be back here after a quick break on Friday Take. And we are back here on Friday Take. Devin Albertson, Jordan Riley, and Luke Sanders here on the program. We're going to talk about the NFL game that happened last night. Not much a whole lot about it because it was 40-0 drubbing by the Ravens. So I watched it off and on because it was a bad game with bad quarterback play by both sides, even before Flacco was knocked out of the game. And then came in Ryan Mallett. And then, of course, you had Matt Moore for Dolphins. So third-string quarterback that he is not going to be great quarterback play in the first place. So that's what happened last night. 40-0. A couple defensive scores late makes the score just more points for Baltimore because it really wasn't even that close the whole way. Miami couldn't do anything on offense. I mean, he played great last week.
Yeah, we don't have a full week to prepare for it.
He was 25 for 44 for 176 yards and 2 picks, and both went for touchdowns.
But he's really, really bad. There's a reason Miami was willing to sign Jay Cutler out of retirement.
Yes.
Because Mem was not good.
Yes. You're not wrong. There's the fourth quarter scoring. It was a 63-yard pick six by C.J. Mosley, a fumble recovery in the end zone by Chris Moore, and a 50-yard pick six by Jimmy Smith.
That was the fourth quarter?
Yes, that's the only scoring in the fourth quarter was Baltimore defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened there.
That's why Matt Moore got me 3 points in passing last night.
You started Matt Moore.
Well, I knew it.
Oh. Yeah, 3 points. We have a 2-quarterback league. So everybody has like 3 quarterbacks in their roster for a backup, and you're kind of, oof, that's brutal. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so first half, the scoring was Jeremy Maclin, 34-yard touchdown pass from Joe Flacco. Go to the second quarter, 2 field goals by Tucker, 55 and 48 yards out, and a 2-yard pass from Ryan Mallett to Benjamin Watson. Made it 20-0 at halftime. No points in the third quarter, and the 3 scores in the fourth for the defense for Baltimore. Finished it off 40-0. In Moore's defense, a little bit on the first pick six, he was trying to throw a check down to the running back, and the D lineman just dropped back off the offensive lineman, just picked it off. Better play by the D lineman. It was a bad pass, if anything. The other pick six was all his fault. Threw a comeback route way too late against Jimmy Smith. You just can't do that. It was late and it was a weak throw, so he just gone. It was really easy.
He's been watching Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler can throw that one in there because he can probably do that. Probably not.
Yeah, so that was a fun Thursday night game after a couple of good ones we've had. Not a great one there. We all kind of saw that coming forward when we saw Miami, Baltimore was on the docket. Like, oh.
I saw a crappy game, but I had no idea.
And not like good offensive production by Baltimore 40. Just bad Dolphins. So, hey, if you're the Dolphins, at least you had positive yards like the Jayhawks did on last Saturday. Was that a low blow?
You can't compare anybody.
You're not wrong. Games on Sunday. Vikings play the Browns in London. So, again, we give London at least one bad team. We've yet to have a game. Yeah, we have not had one game in London yet where both teams were above 500. There's been 24 matchups. Yeah, but both teams have been above 500. There's been a couple games both teams have been right at 500 or one at 500 and one right below, but no game where both teams are actually good at the same time. That's fair. That's why we went to Jacksonville. Hey, Blake Bortles plays great when he goes to London. It's weird. Other games happening on Sunday. Raiders, Bills. That could be an interesting game. Buffalo. Buffalo's a 2.5-point favorite. The Colts, Bengals, Chargers, Patriots, Bears, Saints, Falcons, Jets. See if the Falcons can go 0-4 against the AFC East. Niners, Eagles, Panthers, Buccaneers. In the late games, you have Texans, Seahawks, Cowboys, Redskins. There's a lot of good games in this weekend. Sunday night football, Steelers, Lions, and then Monday night, Broncos, Chiefs.
Those are all really
The
good.
good week of matchups after the Thursday night game. Like after that game's over,
That was awful.
there's a bunch of good games you can watch on Sunday. And knowing our luck in the KC area, we'll get like Falcons, Jets, just on CBS. I guess that's a Fox game, I guess. Hopefully they don't give us that game.
We'll for sure get the.
We'll get Patriots, Chargers on CBS, or we'll get Colts, Bengals because they hate us. Watch Jacoby Brissett versus Andy Dalton. Great. Watch Brissett versus Dalton. I guess we could get Raiders, Bills. 2 of the 3 games are good on CBS, so we'll get the one bad game because that's our luck. I'm hoping so. Hopefully one of the AFC West teams. That's all I care about. So I can at least watch one division rival lose. Actually, I'm kind of rooting for the Chargers to win, but that won't happen in Foxborough, I don't think. Los Angeles. I know I do the same thing all the time.
I don't live in California, so San Diego and Los Angeles are all towns that I wish I could live in, but I can't afford it.
That's fair. I mean, I think still people are still trying to leave Dodger Stadium after their game Thursday night.
Oh my.
Wednesday night, I guess,
Yeah,
was their
the
game.
traffic is
So Los Angeles traffic's already bad. Then you add a giant stadium full of people, and then just add it to it.
Do you think I'm going to that game without like my own private helicopter?
I mean, I can't blame you for
Some
that.
people probably can afford that actually.
It's all the stars just wait till the game's over and just go to down the infield for their helicopter.
That's how you live.
That would be nice.
One game I can keep my eye on is the CBS afternoon game, Texans Seahawks. That's gonna be an interesting match. See how Watson can do up at the Legion of Boom.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Colin Cowherd. Like I like Colin.
Is it because the Chiefs are at 9?
It's just, and he had the Cowboys at 5. Like I don't understand like that thinking. Honestly,
I kind of understand the thing of the Chiefs being at 9. Like, if there were teams to be ahead of them because they kind of sucked the last 2 weeks. But I don't see Dallas being ahead of them. He had Houston ahead of him. I don't see that either.
there's another team who the Chiefs just beat. I'm okay with the Steelers being ahead of the Chiefs right now because the Chiefs are playing bad. There's another team like we beat the Texans and I can't remember the other team the Chiefs handled easily. And they're like, yeah, no,
Didn't you put the Bills in the top 10 too?
that 10 over Minnesota.
I don't know. I can see that because the Bills are.
I'd take Minnesota over the Bills.
That's close. They're both are kind of the same. Like they just have defense. I'd take Tyrod Taylor over Case Keenum or Sam Bradford. Those are top pick couple over those two. Plus LaShawn McCoy is better than McKinnon. But the Vikings D is a little better.
Yeah. I don't know. Just his hierarchy just seems a little bit.
It's weird.
It's weird this past couple
I was
weeks.
even surprised when I watched it.
I don't get how.
9, really? I mean, whatever.
I wouldn't have put him in that.
That's a little
I
low for
would
me,
have put him
but
out a lot higher than
At least he's got Philly at 1 though, unlike ESPN. That's stupid.
yeah, Philly is right now the best team in the league. I don't understand. Like, they're right there. I don't understand.
Yeah. He was good for New England. I'd probably go Philly to New England right now.
Yeah, New England's playing really well.
And then I'd go Pittsburgh.
You can hear this point in my voice. It's real.
And then you go Pittsburgh, I think, and then KC or KC Pittsburgh either way. I know they beat us, but we play bad.
This is a bad matchup
If
for
it's a power
KC.
ranking of how we're playing right now, I understand having us at 9 because we looked really bad the last 2 weeks. But if it's
I
how
also
you
think-
the season will end, then
Yeah.
I think we should be higher.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs, with an extra few days to prepare for the Broncos, should look good on Monday Night Football. Because Andy Reid with extra time is always good.
If Trevor Siemian looks good next week, I'm probably gonna fight everybody.
It's not Bob Sutton's fault, according to that article I read, and I wanted to throw my computer.
Oh my God, dude, it's all Bob Sutton's fault. He's so bad. He is so
They try to
bad.
rationalize dropping Justin Houston coverage 25% of the time, and I'm like, I can't.
Von Miller, you said Von Miller.
5%. That's what a pass rusher does. They drop rarely. They do every once in a while to fool the defense a little bit, different look, but not a quarter of the time of the pass plays. That's just dumb.
Especially your best.
Hey, we have to get Zombo on the pass rush.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
He's He's got to go after
Also,
those
Houston
guys.
was in limited participant in practice yesterday.
I know.
But Mitch Morse was a full participant center, so hopefully get him back. You take Cameron Irving off the field at right guard.
Most importantly, Steven Nelson.
Yes, take Philip Gaines off the field.
You know what's gonna happen? We're gonna like healthy scratch Steven Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Like, what? I'm gonna fight. I would actually fight. I'd go find Andy.
I'd fight Bob.
Because he's like a
Well,
70-year-old
Andy's
man.
I know, but Bob's like, you know what? We don't need him this game. Philip's fine. We'll put him on Manuel Sanders
Well,
the
if Andy
entire game.
listens to that, then he deserves to be hit.
That's fair.
Is Manuel Sanders gonna play this
I don't think so.
He should. Even on one leg, he'll still get open against Philip Gaines.
Nah, but he's like, I need the yards, coach. I can beat that guy with one leg.
They're like, yep, we've seen the film. Yeah, the Chiefs, I think, are the second to worst team in the NFL, guarding the other team's number one receiver. I think it's 31st. What I saw. Yeah, you put your number one receiver on the second and third corners. Like, why would we put him on Marcus Peters?
No.
We put him on Terrence Mitchell or Philip Gaines.
I don't mind when they're on Terrence Mitchell as the mark. But, like, if they're in
At least he'll make a good play every once in a while. Like, half the time, like, he's 50-50. Gaines is like 5 to 95. Good play to
Even when
bad.
he's in position to make good play, don't tell me right there. You can honestly not tell me that there's literally not quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, Derek Carr is literally out there, like, right before the snap, he's like, yeah, Amari, you got Philip on you. I'm going to throw you the ball in Kansas City. Philip's starting Amari. I'm going to throw Amari the ball, okay?
He is the mark on the defense. It's so easy to see. And
I bet Ben
if we can see it, you know, watching film, it's obvious. It's a glaring issue.
I bet in the Steelers game, Ben was like, hey, Antonio, you got Philip on you. Let's go bank shot off the line to Antonio for the win.
I'm just gonna throw it up to you, and whatever happens, happens.
It's not even for completions anymore. It's just
And it works. It's the sad part right now with Philip Gaines. He's a good tackler, though. I'll give him that because he has to tackle the guy after he gives him a completion every time. So he
Yeah,
is.
that's what we want.
this is not 20 yards down the field.
Well, that's when he makes his tackle. That's why he's really good at tackling. He can really chase down tackle. He's perfected.
I guess you have to do
Lots
this.
of practice.
Lots of practice with that one. KC is a 7-point favorite on Monday Night Football at home versus Denver. A lot of points to give to a below average defense right now. Even has a lot of talent on there.
Yeah, but they also
That's also true.
and
And if it's not Trevor Siemian, then it's either Paxton Lynch or Brock Osweiler.
He is, man, I'm more happy. Say what you want about Simeon, he's better than those two.
Which is just sad for the Denver quarterback room.
I think they should retain Kevin.
Why not?
I mean, he's the most talented out of all three.
Could it really hurt their
Of all
offense at
those
this
people,
point?
he's by far the most talented.
I mean, they didn't score versus the LA Chargers, so
I mean, in terms of defense, he's bad.
yeah, but they didn't score.
You also have to put a lot of blame on that offensive line because they played bad.
Is Donald Stevenson playing again?
I don't know. Joey Bosa was all over Trevor Simeon the whole game.
So is it.
Yeah, it is bad. I don't understand how San Diego's not better than they are.
They don't score points.
They don't play in San Diego anymore.
That's also true.
Los Angeles. And the only team I can-
Chargers.
the only team I can for Los Angeles is the Rams.
They're playing well.
People have to watch it to be in the city. So San Diego's not there
Yeah, the Rams are a bye this week though, so
yet.
I'm just
They're
saying.
still the only team in Los Angeles. It doesn't matter.
There's 6 teams on byes this week: Packers, Titans, Rams, Giants, Cardinals, Jaguars.
Stupid Titans. I need Mariota to play. Matt Moore cannot see my fantasy team lineup.
No.
Never again. I usually just started with backup and maybe hope somebody got hurt.
It almost would have been better if you just not started.
I know, I got 3.
You got 3, so it's better than nothing, I guess.
I don't think I could have started.
The good news is Brad Carson Wentz is not the quarterback, so that's a problem.
And he plays the Niners this week.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited about that.
So Philly is a 12.5-point favorite in that game at home versus San Francisco. Couple games that could be of interest: NFC South, Panthers, Bucks. That could be interesting to see if Cam Newton plays well. If the Bucks can kind of get back in that divisional race a bit. And then Cowboys, Redskins. That'll be the Fox afternoon game because, of course, Dallas is a 2-point road favorite. I think I might take the Redskins in that one. I think they bounce back and beat the Cowboys. Not sure why, just have that feeling.
I think that the Redskins are really underrated. If you think about
at
Two of
versus
them were to Philly and one of them to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Arguably the two best teams in the league.
and 2 of them on Monday Night Football where Kirk Cousins isn't as good for some reason.
That's hard to go on. Because Kirk Cousins
He actually plays decent in those
plays
games.
good. It's not his fault. Like, okay, for one, his offensive line against Philly was trash.
Part of that is because Philly's D line is just
Philly's
insanely
is
good.
really good. But I mean, like, I'm saying you can't blame Kirk Cousins.
It's kind of like the.
He's never done it.
I mean, Alex Smith versus Philly was the same thing. He was on his back for 2 seconds and was like, "Throw the ball." It's like, from where? His back?
Your back.
It's not gonna work. So yeah, Philly's D line is just
I mean,
tremendously good.
and they rotate so well because they have so many people who rotate.
It's sick.
I think Philly's a legitimate Super Bowl team this year. Like, I don't see a team in the NFC.
And usually the NFC is won by usually AFC because of Manning, Brady, Roethlisberger in the past has been the quarterback play that's kind of propelled them to the Super Bowl. The NFC has been who has really good line play on either side. And that's what's going to happen, I think, this year with the Eagles. So
I don't know though.
the Panthers 2 years ago were just ridiculously good on both lines. Falcons not as much last year, but their O-line was better, and their pass rush was good when they got ahead. Yeah, so that was like a one little off thing, but like Seattle a couple years ago was really good on the defensive line. I want to say you're right there. I can't
But I
remember.
know they played the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers were the champions.
Yeah, I don't remember if they played the Vikings.
Was it Seattle?
I hope it was the
No, the Packers beat the Cowboys,
Packers.
and the Packers beat the Giants before that. Didn't Seattle beat Detroit in the playoffs?
Yeah.
And then they played the
Last
Falcons.
year, the year that
They get to play them.
kicker missed the field goal from like 20 yards.
That was 2
Yeah.
years ago.
That was
2 years ago.
They cut him and then Seattle.
Because last year the Lions were somehow a playoff team.
Seattle cut him
I don't think so.
No, he's in Minnesota now, actually.
in. Blair Walsh went back to Minnesota. Why would they?
No, is he in Seattle now?
He went. They cut him from Minnesota.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
But anyway, Seattle's like, hey, you lost that game in the playoffs against us, but we're going to sign you now.
He's better now, though. It's weird.
No, but
He's always been really good, except for that one kick in the playoffs from 20 yards.
They had a preseason game versus Minnesota, and he was talking trash.
he's not playing that way.
When did you? He literally had like some of the best years as a kicker.
He's a kicker.
I think that, but still.
Kickers are people too, Luke.
I'm not
I
the
know.
kicker side. There's no one's against you, man.
Kickers are people too, as are
I don't
punters.
want to hear a kicker talking trash when he plays 10 snaps.
Marquette King.
I like Marquette.
Okay, no, you can't have it both ways.
No, he's good. He's good. He doesn't talk trash. He just dances. What's wrong with that?
He talks massive trash. Don't give me
I think he talks
that.
trash.
All right.
You're right.
Good.
That's our Pat McAfee, so he still talks trash on Twitter. It's great.
Pat McAfee backed it up. He leveled people when they got
He
hot.
did. He did.
Hey, he's a fun follow on
Hey,
Twitter.
Marquette King does know how to take someone's helmet off and not get called.
Yeah, that's valid.
I
Like
like
just,
Marquette. You just hate because he's a Raider.
I don't hate him. I like him.
I'm talking about that.
I love what Travis Kelce did last year when he trolled him after that return by Tyreek Hill.
But you can't say he doesn't talk trash. That's my point. He talks a lot of trash.
A lot of trash for a punter.
Runners are on the field more than kickers. That's my defense.
That's just your offense is sad at that point.
Not Marquette King. He's not on the field very much. But Derek Carr's kind of good.
Marquette
Whenever Derek Carr was hurt.
600 yards every time he kicks it.
That's valid. He does kick it really far.
Best athletic punter in the league, just say.
He's the
Dude,
best
makes
player.
all the most saves of everybody.
That's
He's a
fair.
man,
He can
dude.
play wide
He's
receiver
not
if he
like
wanted
Marquette.
to.
But we got Copeland. He's an athlete. He can't even punt anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what
It's
happened.
disappointing.
He got saved with that last punt he had last week. I don't know which one it was, but he punted like 19 yards and got a 30-yard bounce. And I'm like, down inside the 10. Good job, Dustin.
He's been playing really bad. Like, we need to invest in
Like, he
him.
was been the best offensive weapons he's had for a decade, and then he just went
He's
down.
kind of old. I think we should put that reach back there. Surely he can kick it. But like, imagine the thing. You always.
I mean, if we want a dancing punter, we just put Kelsey back there. To be honest,
Yeah, but
he'd punt it, and then he'd do a crazy dance.
Tyreek's back there. They can't even put anyone back in the back. They just have to have 11 up. Whatever happens, with the ball.
They'd have to that would be crazy. What if like every team in the league just started putting skill positions back there that could punt at like 30 yards?
I think it's a valid idea. We did it anyway. That's gotta be real.
It's gotta work. Why not? They should start this. That should be a thing in the NFL.
Should
They
be a
used to do it
thing.
with quarterbacks a lot. Like quarterbacks used to be punters. I think.
Cam Newton punting, let's go.
That would be awesome. There's no way he can't punt at least 45 yards.
He's a massive human being.
He's huge.
So, yeah. All right, so that's what we have this week. Sunday Night Football, I think, is going to be interesting. Steelers at Lions. I just think Lions pull the upset off of. They're actually throwing a Hail Mary on that one. Lions pull the upset off a bye. Extra time.
The Lions were playing bad.
Which is why I think after the bye, Stafford gets a little healthier. He's been nursing an ankle injury. I think he's going to come back, play well versus the Steelers.
All right. I'm making you do this on the spot, Devin. You have to pick all the division winners right now.
Patriots. I think Steelers to win the North.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking
The Chiefs in the West. Still in the South. Not the Colts. Also go Titans. I said them in preseason. I'm going to stick with them. I think they just had a bad game versus Cleveland. It was so bad. I think they still win the AFC South. The Texans are really good, though.
I like the Texans.
I'm taking the Jags.
It's definitely valid. I think either, like all three of those teams are really close to each other.
And it's like, it pains me. It literally hurts me to pick like 4. But their defense is so good. And they don't have to play.
Calais Campbell is a freak
They
athlete.
don't have to play a lot of great quarterbacks.
You don't say that about guys who are like 6'9", 300 pounds.
He's insanely freakish.
And their corners.
If they get any lead and you have to pass on them, you see what happened with Big Ben against them.
Leonard Fournette's a-
And Bortles did throw for 350 yards last week. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, everyone's got it. I mean, he's got all the talent.
He goes from throwing 84 yards in a big win to throwing 350. I don't understand. Like, he's so inconsistent.
Hey, Mr. Trubisky was 5 for 7, they won 2. So you don't even need a quarterback.
Why not?
Well, the Bears also have no decent outside receivers.
Cut Alex Smith and run Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, just cut the MVP. I'm kidding. He is in MVP discussion still. He's still in the discussion.
He's out of it for me,
Why?
dude.
He played bad versus
I
the
don't
Raiders.
think
He didn't even play
I don't think
bad.
our team's gonna be high enough up to compete with MVP at the end. Our defense isn't good.
We go 14-2. He throws for 5.
Pump the brakes.
It's 9 straight wins in the year.
I'm pretty sure the Patriots are gonna go 13-3, 12-4, and I don't know if we're gonna be at that.
Bet.
Oh, I hope you're right.
It's just a tough schedule.
We have a really hard schedule, and our defense needs to figure stuff out.
It's all right, Bob Sutton will adjust.
No, we
Said
won't.
no one ever.
We won't run cover one robber every single play.
It works at Madden.
No, it doesn't work on that. I dare you to go play online and take cover one robber on there. You will lose.
Bob Sutton plays against a
What's your
computer.
Yeah. Well,
That's Bob's whole
play
problem.
online. See how that happens. You will
What's
literally put up
Madden?
100 points if you play cover one robber online.
You gotta play zone.
Not that
No.
that's real, but
All right, but yeah,
Well, it
Chiefs.
still stands. You can't play.
What do you have for your AFC division winners?
I have all
How about NFC?
the same.
It's a giant mess in the NFC.
Yeah, NFC is bad. I'm gonna take
Eagles.
The
Eagles,
Eagles for sure.
Eagles, Vikings.
I'm gonna take the Vikings. That one's so hard.
Yeah, I think the Vikings too.
I don't know.
I think the Lions can push
I
them
kind
though.
of want, I was gonna say, I kind of want Detroit to like come through and win that division.
I really think if Teddy Bridgewater comes back, that the Vikings will
I have the Rams in the West.
Yeah, I do too. I don't.
The South is a mess.
The South's terrible. Saints. I'm gonna go with the Saints too. The defense looks better. They got Drew Brees. Cam Newton's a mess. That Ryan's average as he always has been. He just had one really good year.
They're a really good offense coordinator.
The Bucks are just James Winston.
I'll go Panthers still. I think they can go 9-7 and win the division. Even though I do like the Saints, I'll just go somewhere different. I just throw some different opinion. I just think the Panthers are just barely good enough. I think it's definitely possible. They're gonna beat up on each other a lot in that division. So 9-7 might win us.
The Saints have a really good defensive line. Their corners have played better than they expected.
And their running game this year.
Basically, what happens when you have a quarterback who's good and actually has a defense that can stop somebody every once in a while, how much better he looks. So there's
Well, I
that.
mean, Drew Brees doesn't look any better. He's been putting up 5,000 yards for like 2 years.
Drew Brees looks worse. If anything,
But the team's better.
which is weird.
Yeah, he doesn't do as much. He has to throw for 400 yards a game to keep him within 5
They have a good
scores.
running game for once.
If you watch Drew Brees, he doesn't. I don't think he looks worse. He's just put up worse stats because he doesn't have to do as much.
He's not playing from 20 points behind in the second quarter. His defense is trash.
He's making some bad decisions. He's made some
He's
bad.
all. I feel like he's always been a gunslinger, though.
And it's hard to get out of that routine where, you used to have to score 30 points to even be in the game to having to go like, hey, if we score 24, we should have a chance to win this game. And trying to reel back a little bit can be difficult after 5 straight years of pressing the issue a bit. We'll take a quick break, come back, and talk some NBA basketball. It's back last night. There was a couple good games on last night here on Friday Take. Friday Take here on X106. I'm Devin Albertson with Jordan Riley and Luke Sanders. Okay, try to get composed here after our out-of-break discussions. We're good. Talking college football. Game was last night. Stanford at Oregon. Oh, that's right. We were talking NBA. I had the wrong page. I'm sorry, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Let's just not talk about college football. It's pretty much irrelevant.
I mean, Stanford had to have a last-second touchdown to beat Oregon State on the road, 15-40.
Yeah,
They miss Bryce Love so
everyone's
much.
like, they don't need Bryce Love. They're playing Oregon State. That's what happens when you take your best player out of the offense.
I mean, the guy who
He
averages
is
like
the
200
offense.
yards rushing a game because he's that good.
His worst performance this year, I think, was
86 yards, something like that. Yeah.
147 rushing. That was his worst game.
Yeah, we don't need him.
It's a lot of people's best.
He's not needed. But yeah.
That might have put him even more in the Heisman race.
Yeah, I saw a lot of that last night. Like, hey, if you guys didn't think Bryce Love was already in the Heisman race, he is after not playing last night.
But if you think Penn State would be undefeated without Saquon Barkley,
Yeah, his worst game is 147 yards versus Oregon last week, only 17 carries, 2 touchdowns,
he has
including a 67-yard touchdown in that last game too.
2 less all-purpose yards than Saquon Barkley, and he doesn't return kicks, and he doesn't catch the ball.
I mean, he had 301 yards versus Arizona State and 263 versus UCLA.
He's pretty good.
He's aight. He's just ridiculously fast when he gets open field.
Yeah.
We lose Christian McCaffrey. It's all right. We got a better running back, like pure runner behind
Oh,
him.
yeah, for sure. He was more of a weather for the time. I think that both of those guys are solid NFL rosters too.
Yeah.
Love and Barkley.
Barkley's going top 10.
Barkley's an insane athlete.
Yeah, I think he'll probably go top 5.
For sure.
I don't know.
Depending on quarterback needs in the first round and what.
Quarterbacks can go top 5. But
Which three quarterbacks?
Allen, Rosen, and Darnold, everyone still likes him.
They're high in their what?
get it.
Well, I don't like them as everybody else. I don't like Donald as much as everybody else.
I still like Darnold,
I
so
like Darnold, but I don't think he's like the lock that everybody's talking about. I
Yeah.
don't think he's Andrew Luck is.
no.
Like Andrew
But-
Luck, you just knew. Like you just watched him play. You knew. Sam Darnold, he has all the talent in the world. Like he has all the tools. I think he should come back another year.
I feel like people get really high on quarterbacks before the season starts and then just stay on them.
Also, Sam Darnold is one thing that I'd love to have in a quarterback, which is clutch. And his offensive line is so bad right now that it's hard to tell.
He only has one receiver he can trust on the outside too. But I hope he comes back for another year. But also, same point, I don't know how much I trust that USC staff to coach him up.
Yeah.
So, because they were extremely outcoached
It
versus
depends
Notre
on
Dame.
who's going to draft him.
Yes.
Do you trust Cleveland to coach him up?
No.
I mean,
Even though I like Hugh Jackson, it's still Cleveland. They screw up everything.
Sean Kaiser was pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Except for I wasn't sold on Sean Kaiser.
Now, if it's San Francisco, yes, I trust Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, but what if they don't take you first and then you go 2 and now you're Cleveland?
Well, that's just bad luck. You better wow them in your interviews. So,
I honestly, I think that if I was a team, I would trade out of it for a team that was way higher than the rest of
I think that's why the Colts will go 2-14.
If you're gonna tell me that Robert Griffin III can get 7 picks, you can't tell me Sam Darnold can get 9. Because he's a way better prospect than RG3 was. Way better.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's in that ballpark. I mean, if you're Indy, you want to get a top 2 pick or so,
for sure.
because then you can trade that pick away and get a lot more help for Andrew Luck.
It's not going to help you because San Francisco and Cleveland might not win a game this year. And they did that on purpose.
Yes.
Cleveland didn't. Cleveland thought they were going to win some games. I thought Cleveland was going to win some games.
Cleveland should win. They have a decent roster.
Their quarterback's still poopy.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I cannot believe that they traded up. Or they didn't trade up. I think
No, they just took
John
him.
Brown.
They just took him. Like, yeah, we think this guy's good.
And left Deshaun Watson.
Twice.
Yeah.
Have him first, and they traded out of the 12th pick for Houston to come up and get Watson. After the year before trading out of Carson Wentz.
Yep.
What?
You could have Carson Wentz or Deshaun Watson.
You have
Or-
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah.
What possibly could they have seen from him that would make him look better than Deshaun Watson?
He was a
He's
great
tall.
value pick.
Literally,
How
literally
is that a
the
value
only
pick?
the only thing you can get from it.
No,
is
Kaiser was a
his
second or
body.
third round pick. He was a second round pick. That's why
Still not a great value.
I know.
No, if you
I'm just trying to say the
seventh
baseball
round, the
guy.
way he's playing right now, wouldn't be a value pick.
He was valuable at the time. Okay.
Yeah, we can talk about basketball.
Yeah, we can talk about basketball now. After college football is bad. I don't know if there's any good games this week, but
Penn State, Ohio State, that's it.
Iowa State, TCU,
Actually, Notre Dame.
NC State.
Ohio State.
There was a couple good games actually
Iowa
this
State,
week.
TCU will not be.
Oklahoma State, West Virginia. It is Iowa State's homecoming though, so they.
TCU is going to put up 45 points.
I didn't know it was Iowa State homecoming. Those kind of things matter in college. It'll be close.
Also, Washington State's going to lose on the road to Arizona.
No,
Book it.
Washington State's not actually good.
Khalil Tate for the win. All right, that's all we got for college football this week though, because college football has
Wait, do
been.
you have Penn State or Ohio State?
I have Penn State.
I hope Penn State wins. I hate Ohio State. Their outside skill guys are so much better than Penn State. So much better. Penn State really only has Saquon Barkley.
That's enough. Him and Trace McSorley is enough.
Except for Ohio State defensive line where
And Ohio State has a good running back.
and JT Barrett looks better.
Against bad teams like Nebraska.
Yeah, they have not played
I don't disagree with that, but JT Barrett, you can be accurate against that team, so that's still being accurate. I realize the guys are open, but you still.
Penn State wins by 3 on the road.
I really hope you're right. I just think Ohio State will win by 10. I don't really think it'll ever be a game. Like, I don't think it'll ever be a question.
All right. That's what we got for our college football analysis about one game or two. As NC State, Notre Dame would be decent. Also, I apologize, Notre Dame, for completely doubting you, but you gave me no reason before that to trust
I
you.
still completely doubt you. You just took advantage of a bad offensive line. If you guys play any kind of defensive line that can stop the run, they're literally going to.
They're one-dimensional, yes, but I think they beat NC State this week still. NC State keeps it close, though.
Well, I think if they beat NC State, then they'll beat Miami.
Miami beats Notre Dame. Booking it. It's in the U.
I don't care. They can't stop the run. Miami's defensive line isn't great. Their secondary is really good.
Just saying Miami's going to win that game.
Go to basketball.
Okay.
There's no way.
Milwaukee versus Boston last night. Boston won by 7 in Milwaukee in that nice replica floor. Also, Kyrie Irving thought that floor was actually 50 years old.
I don't think that was real.
Dude,
I listened to that interview, and all the guys on, like, Shaq and them said that it was just a joke. I don't know how far to believe that. But
Yeah, but also Kyrie's the same person that said the world was flat.
I also think that was a joke. I think Kyrie just really likes to troll people.
That's possible, but
I really hope he thinks the world's flat. That'd be awesome. I want to think the world's flat.
like I like Kyrie, but sometimes I question like if he's actually joking or not.
well, that's what he's there for.
Well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to be smart. He's a
That's
good
fair.
basketball.
He had insane handles. He had a couple of nice moves last night that are just unstoppable.
He went to Duke. I mean, like, I do question how much.
That is all street
how much
ball.
academics did they go to, but like,
He played like
If he-
17 games maybe at
if he
Duke.
passed any classes at Duke, then he's probably smart.
That's fair.
That's not easy classes. It's kind of academically.
That's fair. I mean, not wrong there. Also, games last night. Cousins had 41 and 23 against Sacramento.
That was awesome. I watched the whole game. I enjoyed every second of
He does just a nice job knowing that, hey, Willie Cauley-Stein's guarding me,
it.
and
Like,
I dominate this guy.
Who was going to guard him on that team?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
Zach Randolph?
Zebo, his 50-year-old self.
And what's crazy about that game was there was like 6 people on the court at all times.
Kufus.
Cooper just a wide open reverse layup. Wide open. Like nobody around him. So that shows you how much he's going to be worth.
Yeah, they have nobody can guard him. So, yeah, they're not very good. Justin Jackson. He's on that team.
We had 3.
I just see a Jay Jackson. Yeah, it's Justin. Making sure.
Aaron Fox is good.
He's quick.
they're going to be good.
Yeah, no, they're getting some growing pains. Yeah, with Buddy Hield there also at guard. Had an okay game for him. Yeah, Cousins looked good. Also last night, Blake Griffin hit a buzzer beater 3 to beat the Trailblazers. Griffin has a 3-point shot this year, which I did not see coming. He's really just his game, and that's why I completely wrong on the Clippers. He had 25, 8, and 5. No, I was completely wrong. I didn't think they would be any good, and they were 4-0. I didn't think they made the playoffs. So I was completely wrong on the Clippers. I was so down on them, but 2 weeks in the season, I am full-heartedly wrong on the Clippers. With that team that fit, yeah, most likely. What's the fit with that team, though? Maybe it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely Patrick Beverly is better off. He had 16 points. That's fair. He's really ferocious on defense. He's a pesty guy. So, yeah, there's that. Also, their point guard, Milos, is out right now. Sad because he's on my fantasy team. Not that anybody cares.
No one cares.
But
no one's even heard of that guy.
I like it.
He has some nice passes. He's fun to watch play.
You can tell he played in Europe.
Yes.
I haven't watched any NBA yet,
But you're missing out.
Also, in typical Portland fashion, Lillard and McCollum combined for 48 points.
No what?
Yes, by a point. Nurkic also had 12 and 8. He didn't play great.
48. That's kind of low for those two, though.
I mean, 25 and 23 is about their averages. So, the other games last night, Memphis beat Dallas by 5. Not a big surprise there. Chicago won a game. They beat Atlanta. They beat another bad team.
Laurie Markkinen is awesome.
Yeah, the guy from Arizona.
He's awesome.
Yeah, remember when everyone made a big deal about LeBron doing the rim on Laurie Markkinen? Go ahead, but
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's a 6'11" white guy. Like, I don't know.
Who's super skinny.
He was 20 years old.
And like 140 pounds.
I mean, he did have 14 and 12 last night.
I mean, I think he's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
I mean,
But
you're not wrong there. Lopez had 16 and 8. Maybe their best guy in their lineup now.
that's so sad.
With Grant, Holiday, and Valentine.
He's not even the best Lopez.
Yeah,
That's the sad part for Chicago. Because whenever Mirotic went out, it's like, well, he's our highest rated guy left in the team, in the league.
I
So
want to know what's going to happen between Forrest and Mirotic.
they also, Mirotic said, I ultimately mirror him. Pretty much what he said. Like, you can't stand the guy, apparently. So
We just knocked him out. I wouldn't want to be with him either.
from what I hear, Nicola started it, and Bobby's ended it. So I don't know.
We'll take one look at Bobby Portis and
Tell me he didn't do that.
he looked like he's straight off the street.
He thought he had some Eastern European strength, and he did
So he was
not.
wrong.
Leading scorer last night for Atlanta was Bellinelli with 23 points off the bench. Muscala had 14. Bazemore 16 for Atlanta. God, their roster's so bad.
Schroeder's the only
And he didn't play last night.
that's unfortunate. They probably would have won.
The starters were Delaney, Dedmon, Prince. I don't know. I just kind of stopped. I'm like, these rosters are so bad. That's all the
You
games.
know what I want to talk about?
What? Oh, LeBron playing point.
Yeah.
Okay, why Luke is not a big deal. I know we talked about this yesterday, but I want you to tell our listeners why this isn't a big deal.
It is so frustrating to watch ESPN or Colin LeBron play the point guard like this really solidifies. Like I literally heard one person say this solidifies him as the greatest player of all time, and it's like also
That might have been Nick Wright.
It might have been. Probably
It was Nick.
I love that guy.
It literally makes no difference. This isn't like 2K where if you play point guard, the point guard guards you guard the point guard. Like LeBron's in there, he's still guarding the three. The three is still guarding LeBron. He just brings the ball to the court, which he does every other game of the year.
It's just an official start as a point guard. That's the only difference.
Literally, the only difference is that on the lineup it says 1 beside three instead of 3. And who really pays attention to that?
And that moves him from third best all time to the GOAT. I'm kidding.
Well, I don't think he was through before that.
I know.
But it's just frustrating because it doesn't make any difference, and everyone's acting like it's a big deal. Like he's playing really well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not. Like that's stupid. I'm just saying there's no difference between him starting at the 3 and him starting at the 1. He does the same thing.
It's a slight difference. Not a whole lot. It's a slight difference because they start another wing instead of a point. I think it makes them better because you have LeBron in there. You still have JR guard the other point guard, Crowder guard the 2, and that's your long defender, and LeBron guard the 3 with Love and.
I just think that it makes them slightly better because Crowder's better than Rose. I don't think it is because the wings let him have the court. Like, I mean, like last
It makes them
year,
better defensively for sure.
last year he would have done it. He started LeBron or like Crowder instead of Kyrie.
Well, I think if they did that, it would have been LeBron, Kyrie, Crowder with JR coming off the bench with Love.
Well, no, JR won't come off the bench. He doesn't like it. He's too good.
I mean, he was their 2 guards starting with Kyrie and LeBron. There's not much you can complain about that instead of an old D Wade starting.
Well, yeah, I think DJR is for sure better than D-Wade at this point on offense. And D-Wade can't really play defense anymore.
I like Dwayne Wade. It's just
D-Wade
Father
can't
Time is
play.
undefeated,
Oh yeah.
and
Especially
especially
at this point,
his
like
style of
basketball.
play.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys like Ray Allen can age well because they shoot really well. D Wade's never been a great shooter.
Or LeBron, because he's like the freakiest athlete
Yeah, I mean I've heard people bring up in the past like, is he on something? And I'm like, you know what? I'm a LeBron fan, like hardcore. Everybody knows that, but I wouldn't be surprised if we found out like years later, like yeah, he was on extra stuff.
I think he is just the most godless talent of all time.
I think that's part of it. I wouldn't be surprised if
And I think he
that was
knows
too.
how to take care of his body and actually does take care of his body better than most people.
He lives in a chamber half the time, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was
He's smart
taking some
about how
stuff.
he takes care of it. I would be surprised. I honestly would be. Because
I
he's
would
such
be
like a
only
healthy guy.
slightly surprised because of what I've seen in the past from other athletes.
I know, but LeBron's such like a health nut
That's
from all
true.
his other stuff that I feel like he wouldn't do that because steroids are very unhealthy.
I don't think he's on steroids. Maybe some other banned substance that might
Like I'm saying, like maybe not the steroids make him stronger, stuff that help him recover faster, and stuff like something that gives him a slight competitive advantage, like something like that.
Maybe. I still
I
would doubt it though.
I'm not saying that he does. I wouldn't be surprised if it came out later.
I also think he's too much of a legacy guy. Like, as much as he claims to not, he cares so much about his legacy that he wouldn't
Yeah.
mind tainted by something like that.
I mean, he literally said, "I'm chasing the ghost in Chicago." He cares.
Yeah, then he's like, I don't want to be compared to Michael. That's one of the things that really bothers me.
LeBron is very passive aggressive, extremely passive aggressive. That's one thing. He likes drama. He loves it. He lives for it.
I hate that.
But you know what? Most of the stars do. I mean, Michael Jordan made up fake controversies to motivate himself for games.
Yeah.
Like all the
Like,
stars
Michael
do it.
Jordan wasn't chasing anybody though. Like that's the, I feel like that's the main difference. Like Michael Jordan passed everybody when he was playing still. Like some people think LeBron passed him, but most people still think Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time. And LeBron has to chase that. Like what did Michael Jordan have to chase? He's like,
Magic.
I've won 3. I'm by far better than everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna go play baseball now.
And 90s nostalgia is high.
I'll come back and then I'll win 3 more. Like that's just ridiculous. That shouldn't be a real thing.
I'm not saying Michael Jordan was great, so I like to disagree with you on that one. I mean, he was. I think it's just 1A, 1B at this point. I still put MJ 1 with LeBron that 1B situation, but so I try to balance like the recency bias with the nostalgia bias of the two. It's really hard because both are really high, so you have to try to balance the two and not look like you're so biased for one guy in the current time while also being like, hey, as great as he was, there's people who can still catch him. I don't want to go full Nick Wright. I don't want to go full Skip Bayless. You got to find that middle ground.
No, dude, you gotta go one way or the other.
There's
no middle ground in this world anymore.
you're not wrong. You are not wrong there. I mean, LeBron misses a free throw in October to lose a game, and Skip Bayless like this is why he's not clutch. Skip, shut up. Really?
Do you think LeBron will get to his goal?
Oh, shut up.
It is unclutch. You can't argue that.
This
I'm not saying
this
LeBron's not
no, this
clutch,
like his
but that is
entire
like-
thing is like he misses one free throw, and it's like I told you I was right all along on LeBron. Like, no, you weren't.
LeBron's gonna
No.
make that free throw.
He doesn't make that free throw. That's one thing about LeBron that he doesn't do. He doesn't make free throws consistently.
Hey, LeBron did say his only goal he has left is to shoot 80% from the free throw line. He can't do it.
We'll see. He might lead the league in
He
assists
might
this
want to
year.
switch hands or something.
We'll see what happens. Just reach out as far as you can. Just try to drop it in.
That's what DeAndre does. Not just
Okay, well, one thing that does make me so mad also about LeBron, and this is probably one of the reasons I dislike him so much, is that everyone's like, if he tried, he could win the MVP. If he wanted to, he could win MVP.
I mean, he should win the MVP anyways,
I'm like,
but whatever.
last year he played 37 minutes more a game. Like, are you saying he's not trying when he's playing? Because then why is he in the game? Like, LeBron tries. I don't get that. That's the worst argument of all time. He's not trying to not win MVP. He's not going out here and be like, all right, I'm not going to.
I mean, last year he's 26, 8, and 8, shooting 55% from the field. My thing over last year, he shouldn't have won the MVP because I think Harden and Westbrook won too, but he should not have finished fourth behind Kawhi.
Yeah.
That was
LeBron should
mind-boggling.
have been 3. I mean, at the least.
At the
But
least,
like,
yes.
if you go back to years before that, like his stats were more MVP, like as high as the MVP, like stats here, those things. That's like the most ridiculous.
Steph should not have been unanimous. That was stupid.
Who else would be voting?
LeBron should have got at least one vote. No one's been unanimous ever, and Steph Curry should not have been unanimous.
They put up the most statistically ridiculous season of all time.
And they're the best.
Regardless of what you want to say about it, it was the most
It should not have been unanimous.
season of all time.
Should not have been unanimous.
Well,
And that was proven in the finals that he was not. So I don't know what else to
I
tell
know he
you.
lost the finals, but that doesn't
He played like crap in the finals
But
that
also
year.
Westbrook didn't win MVP than last year because he lost. Neither should James Harden because he lost. And any
No.
Warriors should win MVP because they won.
No, that's not what I'm saying. He had a bad finals on top of that.
I mean, he averaged like 25 points a game. I don't know what you want.
But MVP doesn't have anything to do with the play.
I understand that.
So that's
I understand that, but you still get.
I wish that the MVP was for the whole year after the playoffs. Like, I wish that's how it went because it's more realistic. Like, that the most valuable player actually shows himself in the playoffs.
I always go by most valuable as most valuable to his team. And I thought LeBron was more valuable to his team than what Curry was.
I don't know
It's never
about
been that.
before KD. I don't know about well, like okay, probably not. Like, but it's really close before KD. Now, if Steph goes out, then it's still KD.
I don't know about that one, but that's an argument for a different day. MVP discussions always takes forever in the NBA because they start it now after 2 games. Like,
Yeah.
is Giannis MVP? It's like, well, he's playing really well right now, but we're also 2 games in. I love Giannis, but we don't have to go MVP talk in October.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we went that hard last year. Like, it's middle of November. It's like, is Westbrook the MVP? It's like, right now, yes. Probably for the rest of the year, but you know what? It's November. There's an NFL game on this weekend.
Exactly.
How about we talk about that instead of Westbrook in NBA in November? But I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy
You're definitely
with some of this stuff. I am crazy, but not on this discussion.
No, you're right on this.
How's OKC doing right now? I haven't been able to keep up with them.
They're 2-2.
Yeah.
They play tonight against Minnesota,
Still trying to figure out some bugs.
I really
The
hate
Bucks.
It's at Minnesota.
I think. The Bucks aren't playing that well right now.
Wait, what?
Probably the
Or not the
Thunder.
Bucks.
The Thunder.
Not the Thunder either. The Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
What's
what
going
I
I
was
was
on?
actually really against OKC because I kind of like them, but they're two of my favorite players. Well, I don't dislike Russ, but I hate how overrated he is. Like this season, not.
I will give him a little more
He's
credit.
playing a lot better
This year, his playing style has been a lot better. I can appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate
That's all I've ever wanted. Like, hey, if you have the guys on your team, like, pass the ball more, don't shoot 25 times a game. You
that.
have
Well,
Durant on your
he
team.
has players on his team
I know.
this year.
Well, he
But
might
before
get
that, when he had KD, he was still shooting more shots than KD, and I'm like, that's dumb. I
Well,
don't.
that happens all the time.
A little self-awareness is all I was asking for before. I think he has that. He's growing into that now. He had that one great season where he got everything kind of out of his system. Like, hey, this is all me. And now he's like, hey, I got Paul George, I got Carmelo. Feed them a little
Yeah,
bit.
but I don't like Carmelo, so I don't want
Carmelo.
I like
played better
Carmelo.
than Paul George this season.
Paul George, man, crap.
Paul George played like awful against Indiana. Awful.
Carmelo's averaging
Paul
25.
George is kind of a head case. Really honest.
Yeah, so.
I like Carmelo. I like him. He fits that team so perfectly because he doesn't have to handle the ball.
I do like Carmelo as a third option for a good team.
I mean, I don't think he's a bad third option. I just don't like him.
You petty.
What? How's that? That's not
Don't
even
even-
LeBron.
You hate the whole 03 class besides Dwayne Wade. Let's be honest here. You never liked Chris Bosh.
I know.
I just like Chris Bosh. No, I think I like Chris Bosh. I thought he was completely underrated by every single Miami fan ever.
That's fair.
It's just like,
He was a little weak.
Kevin Love. Like,
Love's better than Bosh, but yeah.
yeah, but I mean, like, they were the best player for their team, and they were both really good for the other team. And then they played for LeBron, and they're like, why isn't this guy putting up 30 and 10? I'm like, because LeBron has the ball the whole game. Like, that's he should. He's LeBron.
Love needs to shoot a little better this year, but I agree with you on Love.
Love was an animal.
Love could be the
Yes.
best player for a team that makes the playoffs. Like, he's not gonna win,
Yeah.
but like Kevin Love was literally the only player.
Love also matched up with pretty much everybody in the league besides Golden State, and that's what they've even the most, which is why he looks so bad in the playoffs, in the finals. Like, yes, but he can't. Like, that's the one game team to match up with.
They should have done what they did this year, last year, and put him at the 5. Because you can't tell me he can guard Zaza. Everybody can guard Zaza. I can go guard Zaza.
I mean, he'd probably travel.
Yeah, I just stand there. I stand in front of him. He'd travel around me, and I'd be like, hey, you want to call that? And I'd be
I love when Warriors play Zaza because he's that bad.
I don't see why they don't play McGee. Like McGee is really stupid. But he's a better player
That's the
than
reason they
Lonzo.
don't play McGee more. But he's definitely a better defender.
And a better rebounder.
Yes.
He's better at everything. Let's be honest.
Much more
Lonzo-
athletic.
Lonzo is awful.
Also, I love Lonzo.
Yeah.
I like watching him play. Also, I like watching Ben Simmons play in Philly. He can be better. He's better than Lonzo.
It's a
Going
better
forward.
situation than Lonzo, in my opinion.
I don't think he's better than Lonzo.
I think he is. He can get his own bucket anytime he wants to. I don't think Lonzo can do that, and they both have really good passing ability.
I don't know. Right now, I guess he is, but I think Lonzo will be better.
I'll take Ben Simmons going forward. If you give me the two.
First of all, you give me Magic Johnson.
I just think Ben Simmons is an insane talent.
Good lord.
It's fine.
No, it's so bad.
It's fine. We fine.
It takes him literally like a full second to get a shot off.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's gonna have
But-
to change if he wants to be any sort of decent perimeter shooter.
I thought he played well versus Washington. I mean, all things considered, he didn't shoot well, but he played well in that. Like, he does a bunch of other stuff in the game. Help your team win.
Probably makes everybody look silly because he's a fat
That's what I
guy.
don't like about, well, he can't guard the best point guards. Who does stop Russell
Nobody
Westbrook,
does.
Damian Lillard, and all those guys? I know. I'm just like,
I'm
that's,
just talking about he made it look silly.
I know there's just made like, how's he going to do guarding the best point guards in the NBA? Like, everybody else does guard the best point guards in the NBA, average 25 a game. Not well.
He's 19.
That's my argument for the Steph thing. Everyone's like, Steph's not the best point guard. He doesn't play defense. Well, when John Wall plays Steph, like how often does John Wall shut down Steph?
And Westbrook's as good as he is, he don't play defense anymore like he used to. Maybe he does now more a little bit this year because he has less strain on the offensive end. So
He's
it's
not
back and
averaging
forth.
50 possessions a game like he did last year.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, like none of the top point guards can guard the other top point guards. They're just too good at ball handling and scoring.
If you look at like for like player rankings with that, defense is probably, I know it's half your game, but it's like 25% of your evaluation. Maybe, in my opinion, in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like 75% is the offense because that's what you need
I mean,
to.
if you think about it, if they
Defense is more effort than skill in half these
if they
guys.
did the power rankings like that, like where defense was half, and offense
Kawhi would be number one.
Kawhi would be number one.
Anthony Davis would already be up there
And,
higher.
Anthony
I think he's already
Davis
high, but
Anthony Davis is number two, honestly. Because LeBron, Steph,
LeBron's playing less and less defense every year.
yeah, LeBron, Steph.
He has to. You can't put that much energy
KD
into it.
played pretty good defense last year. He might be the second.
KD's gotten a lot better in defense.
Well, he like. I
He's
don't
also
know.
insanely long.
Well, yeah, he should be really good at defense. There's always probably been an effort thing,
Giannis.
but like Steph can't guard. Like he's not big enough. He's quick, but he's not quick enough to guard the top.
Like physically, Steph probably isn't up there. It's probably why they knock him more than the guys who are physically able to. They just don't.
Yeah.
Like James Harden could probably play defense. It's just like why?
I don't understand.
Harden is playing better defense now than he did in the past, though.
That's like my one thing that I don't understand though. Why would you knock the guy that physically can't play defense instead of knocking the guy that's just not trying? Like, let's be honest. LeBron, like he used to be a really good defender. He's old. He doesn't try as hard. He doesn't have to because his team's really good now. But like, if we're gonna knock anyone for not playing defense, why would we knock LeBron? He's
LeBron can't play defense for 35 minutes on the court now at his age, but he
Why is he
can.
on the court for 35 minutes?
That's dumb.
That's a valid question to ask Tyronn Lue or LeBron himself. Who you
If
think
you're telling me that
coach?
LeBron can just be like, hey, I need a break, and we'll be like, okay, that's it. If you're telling me Tyronn Lue can just take LeBron out and LeBron not say anything, also wrong.
Yeah,
LeBron's
this
gonna
is
take
all
himself
on
out.
LeBron. Because let's be honest, if he wants to come out, he's going to come out. If he wants to stay, he's going to stay. That's just how it is.
They need a better game plan going into the game. Going in like, okay, I want to play 32 minutes tonight. And then Tyronn, when she's arguing, like, hey, LeBron, you told me before the talk to your drunk friend pretty much. You told me not another drink after this. So remember that you told me this 4 hours ago. You're right. Like just a little bit of a reminder, like
LeBron's
self-awareness.
not that rational. Nobody is. They're too competitive.
That's fair. I think also LeBron sees when he goes off the court, the other team goes on a huge run. He's like, I need to get back in there because.
Well, yeah.
And part of that is because the construction of the team is just around LeBron being on the court. Part of that is that he imposes his will on some of that. So some of that is on him for his self-created problem, but you get that when you have a LeBron type player.
Yeah, but I feel like he just needs to sacrifice some games in the regular season. Like, you're going to lose some games in the regular season. Take a minute. Like, that's how you built this team. You built this team for the playoffs, not
Yeah.
the regular season.
And they're taking time to gel right now. I mean, honestly. And right now they don't have Rose is hurt and IT is hurt.
What
So
do you expect? You got there.
that's fair.
So So this guy's going to be our starting point guard until Isaiah Thomas comes back.
You're like, he's not
It's like,
gonna
no.
watch Isaiah Thomas comes back.
LeBron will be our point guard.
Like, we're in the options. Do they even have another point guard besides Rose?
Jose Calderon.
They had,
Why does he not play more?
they had
He's
like,
so bad.
the best point guard in the East. They traded him away. So
John Wall.
I take Kyrie over John Wall.
I like John Wall. I like him a lot.
It's really close.
It is really close.
I think I would take Kyrie because late in the game, if I need someone to score, I'm taking Kyrie over.
Did you not see John Wall against Boston last year?
You see John Wall versus LA the other night.
That's the more common John Wall. John Wall did look really, really good in that playoff series. But John Wall can't shoot outside for the most. Like he has games where he can, but for the most part, he's really shooting from outside.
But he can get inside just as well as Kyrie can.
I know, but Kyrie can shoot outside way better than John Wall.
Wow.
If I want to shoot at the end of the
It's neck and neck, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying like Kyrie's hitting shoulders. No way. But I like
Close.
shooters more, so that's why I'd probably take Kyrie.
And Kyrie's they have better handles.
Because John Wall's obviously way better getting to the bucket, but because you have to honor Kyrie's outside shot so much, he gets to the bucket like similarly to John Wall.
Kyrie, I think, is a little better around the basket. He's so creative with all that stuff. John Wall is so much more explosive. That's true. I mean, I'll take John Wall in transition every time.
You give John Wall one step on defense, he's getting it.
That's
He
true.
doesn't need to dribble 50 times because he's that fast.
Yeah, he's definitely.
John Wall's also a better passer, in my opinion. Kyrie's improving, but I think John Wall is a better passer.
Kyrie's always been a shooting guard. So how do you really know?
That's fair. But I think just John Wall has shown it.
Yeah, no, he's looked pretty good.
Yes, I looked up Cavs' other point guard is Jose Calderon. And they have Amon Shumpert who can kind of D-Wade, and then they have a bunch of just shooters, Kyle Korver. Jeff Green has looked good this year. He's just a freak athlete. Like, hey, cut to the lane, LeBron will give you a pass, you just jam on somebody, just go on from there.
At the end of the year, they'll be starting Thomas, JR, Crowder, LeBron.
Definitely possible.
That's if Thomas comes back healthy, because
Hip injuries are really difficult to
yeah,
come back.
especially for a guy that relies on quickness so much, being so small, and being so small, he's a little more fragile than other people in the NBA.
And he has played with his game is a physical contact game, even though he is so small, going to the lane. So, anything else you guys want to talk about in the NBA right now?
No, you still got Cavs and Warriors.
I mean, right now the top two teams in the East are the Magic and the Wizards, so we all saw that coming. With the Nets, Nets, Cavs, Boston, Milwaukee, Detroit right behind them, half game behind. Everyone's on the Nets starting 3-2, beating the Cavs once.
I love it. I like it a lot.
It doesn't look that bad.
I know the Cavs need that pick to be good.
I know, but they made me so happy. I was like,
I hope Brooklyn wins like 72.
I mean,
I hope
no.
Brooklyn at least wins like 40. At least
Yeah, I
40.
hope they're just in the middle. Right out the lottery. I hope they just
The Cavs should trade that pick as soon as they got it. In retrospect now.
That's what I was like,
I honestly think
but
No, they'll win 25.
yeah, I mean, they're not like
They're better than Atlanta and Chicago, which is
Yeah,
sad
for
for those two teams. They get to play them a couple times.
That's why I think Cavs.
their whole game plan was D'Angelo Russell shoot 30 times and get 30 points. That's what it is.
You didn't even play him.
Working so far.
You didn't even play versus the Cavs, and they still won.
They got most of
Just
them.
because
Sad.
Booker was stealing their plays. You see that?
Yeah, that was
That was
funny.
hilarious.
Also, Dallas is really bad. The Kings are bad.
Like everybody in that huddle did not look happy when he was there, except for Tyler.
The Suns are bad. Suns are in a giant mess right now.
Eric Bledsoe's about to get traded. I'm going to be more happy for my fantasy team.
The Cavs are going to trade for him for the number one pick.
Okay, that would not make me happy for my fantasy team.
You should go to the Bucks.
They need a point guard.
Maybe. I don't know if I can take it.
Trade Rose in the first round pick.
If they take Rose, that's stupid.
It's the
There's no way
Suns.
Tyler's in that first round.
No, I don't want to trade Crowder. Give him Rose.
I think
Rose and Calderon. How about that?
I think it has to give up somebody like Crowder.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Jumper.
No.
Or to give up that pick for Eric Bledsoe.
The biggest salaries matchup.
It's going to be bad.
How can they even pay Eric Bledsoe with the salary they have? They're over the tax.
Oh, yeah.
If they traded Crowder,
They were over the tax last year.
If they trade Rose and Shumpert, yeah, but if you trade, there's certain things in CBA you can do. If you have matching salaries, it works. Even if you go over. I think Shumpert and Rose salaries would be enough, but I doubt the Suns actually take Rose and Shumpert for. Putting in Crowder.
I don't think that that pick doesn't look like it's gonna be like the number 1 pick, so I don't think you can get it for anything.
Yeah, but the Suns also have a low ball offers because they know they need to get rid of him. So you can low ball him.
If they give up that, if they give up Eric Bledsoe for Tyson, I'd be super.
I mean,
The
For
Thunder
D
would
Rose
go
will
on
never
great.
get in the game, and Shumpert who should never be in the game. Like, that's not a good trade. But you do get the Brooklyn pick, and they give up some salary. I don't know.
who knows? But if
If you're
he
the Suns,
assumes,
I mean, it might be worth it. You don't.
Suns are just in a jam.
yes. Also, the World Series is happening right now.
And they're game
Yes, Game 3 in Houston.
That second game was crazy.
that was
And it's great when you have a team actually involved in the game. You can just watch it like this is amazing and not have your heart being stolen. And then, I mean, I don't hate either one of these teams. So
I don't hate the Dodgers.
I also know that going. Oh, I love. Oh my
Of
gosh.
course you like Puig.
He plays the game. He has fun. Sorry, he has fun playing baseball. Get over it.
Like when he flipped off the fans, like
What was that?
Who doesn't flip off
When he ran in first base and he was literally running to second base and he just flipped the bird.
I mean,
He's
He's having
not like,
fun.
it's not like you're by the dugout and you're flipping off a fan yelling at you. Like he's literally rounding second base, flipping off the fan.
he's matured since then. Not even a little bit. He just has fun now.
I like that he has fun. Like I like that part of it. Like, come on.
That was a low moment for Puig.
You don't want to have something in common with the men's mascot.
Yeah, but I still and well, like I like this series because it's not Yankees Cubs. This is our resident Boston fan.
No,
I don't like the Yankees either.
Okay, but let's be honest. Like I don't like the Yankees as an organization. There's really no one on that team that I hate anymore.
Oh, there's one.
Says the Boston Red Sox
Who do you
fan.
hate on the Yankees?
CC's basketball.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding.
He's just too old to hate anymore. Like that's just ages. Can't do that.
The only person I like is DJ.
You don't like Judge?
No.
I like Judge.
I don't like the person that strikes out 500 times.
He has home
I
runs
don't
though.
care what he does.
That's baseball now though. Like so many people just
It's not
care if you
baseball.
strike out.
Jose Altuve doesn't strike out.
Okay, let's take this into analyze.
I don't like
for a
Todd
second.
Frazier, but
Okay, I don't like Todd Frazier.
I don't either.
Okay, let's analyze this for a second. Why would Jose Altuve, who's 5'8", strike out less than Aaron Judge, who's 6'7"?
Aaron Judge can see the entire batting box.
it's more
Aaron
strike
Judge's
zone.
strike zone is like 6 feet wide.
Half of Judge is just him swinging though, because he's
Jose
swinging for the
Altuve is
fences.
literally like 5'4". Like how would he strike out?
Aaron Judge
That
goes
is like-
blind when the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. He just swings randomly and gets it over the fence.
Do you hate Jacoby Ellsbury now?
Yeah, I hated him since he left Boston. He was good. Now he's
I saw that one coming.
That's just a homer, maybe. He really
How
doesn't
about
do anything.
how about Brett
But
Gardner?
he's bad now. He was awesome.
How about Brett Gardner?
I don't dislike him more like
I don't really care about that.
Aaron Hicks.
He's an outfielder.
Yeah.
I mean, who did he play for before?
I think so. Sounds Holiday. How about Matt Holiday?
I like that whole
I do too. I can't.
Everybody that gets older is going to the Yankees. and hopes he can
Starling
win.
Castro.
I like Starling Castro, but he's not as good as
I feel like he's one of the most dislikable people.
I like him when he's on the Cubs.
Is it
Well,
Bird their
he's
starting
one of
first
those people
baseman?
After the money, that's why a lot of people dislike
Is Greg Bird their starting first baseman?
him. Yeah.
I don't know who that is, so can't really hate him.
Okay, there's two people. on that
Gary
team.
Sanchez is a bad catcher, for being honest here.
Defensively, he's terrible.
Just awful.
The only two people I like on the Yankees are two shortstops.
I think
Also,
I think
like-
State Castro plays second base now
Okay,
instead.
well, okay, Castro.
They're middle infielders. How about that?
Yeah.
I got
I
you.
like Judge.
He literally closes
I
his
kind
eyes.
of like Sanchez.
He can't throw
Oh, no,
from the
he's-
catcher's plate to second base.
no, he's not a good
I don't.
catcher. I feel like they should definitely find a catcher.
I mean, that's what they have Matt Holiday's role right now, but he's getting really old.
Matt Holiday, put Matt Holiday
No.
I mean, he can't be much worse.
Okay.
Matt Holiday's 37 years old.
And how many games?
I still think the Dodgers win this in 7. I kind of want Houston to win for their first World Series, but I don't think they have enough to beat the Dodgers, and that lineup is really good.
I think that-
Dodgers bullpen, even though Game 2 is, I think, an anomaly a little bit. I think their bullpen's better. So
I don't think it's an anomaly.
they'd won like 98 straight
I'm
games.
not hating. I'm just saying, like, everybody acts like their bullpen is unhittable.
It has been in the playoffs coming into
But
the.
they haven't played Houston. Houston's the best hitting team in baseball. They have not played Houston.
Houston makes the most contact. It gives them a chance all the time.
That's fair.
I'm just saying, I think the Dodgers pitching, starting pitching, with you got Yu Darvish going this game, then you got, I don't know who pitches the next game, but then you have Kershaw and your Chillian.
Their pitching staffs are comparable.
Yeah.
Starting line.
The Dodgers is deeper.
No, it's way deeper. I'm just saying, like,
But you only
top of
pitch
the
3 or 4 now.
Four, yeah.
in the World Series, you're only going to pitch your best pitchers.
Would be the other guy.
Yeah, Wood's pretty good.
Yeah, Wood's their fourth. So not sure who the fourth
I
is.
also think if the Yankees would have played the Dodgers, it would have been almost.
At least, I think it would have been sweet.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been close.
Because they don't have near the hitting that Houston has.
And Morton's the other starter for Houston.
The 4th?
He's their third.
I don't even know.
That's just what their thing
I'm
says.
sure he's, I mean, if he's been in the Astros.
Charlie Morton.
Oh, I haven't heard of him. He's not bad. I don't feel like he's great. He's got him this far, so.
I mean, he's a decent number
Their
3.
trade deadline trade for Gallo is what's going to win this World Series.
I guess McCullers is their third. Morton's their fourth. That's what it is.
I was going to say, I know McCullers is there. I just thought he might be pitching in 4.
Yeah, they have. It's McCullers Darvish tonight.
That's going to be really nice.
Wood Morton on Saturday.
I feel like Houston has to win this game tonight.
They have to win one of these two.
Oh, I don't think they're going to win game 4 because the
Might have to win
pitched
game
really
4
well,
of the series.
and the Dodgers bullpen is better, so it's like both the stars only go like 5.
I'm just saying they have to win at least one of these two because Game 5 is Kershaw.
Yeah. I think they have to win the one tonight.
I think they win Game 6 with Verlander.
Rich Hill is really good.
I just think they win with Verlander in Game 6, and then Game
I mean,
7.
Verlander
comes
got
down to it.
outpitched by Hill.
I just trust Verlander in the long run. How about that? I think Dodgers win the series. I just think it's go 7. That's how I see it.
I think
It's gonna be a really good series.
it might be over in 5. No, I think so. I think they're going to win. I don't know. I think maybe Houston wins tonight, and then the Dodgers win in Game 6 or Game 5 with Kershaw just dominating, and the Astros going to lose. Because I know Kershaw's coming back in Game 7 if they play it. So.
Most likely, yeah. And he only pitched 80-some pitches
Yeah,
in
he's
Game
so
1.
fresh.
They're going to pitch him probably similar if things happen right in Game 5.
If he only pitches 80 in Game 5, he could almost start Game 7.
Yeah. Just go full Madison Bumgarner on him.
Still something.
Do you guys all still hate Joe Buck for 2014 or
No,
what?
I never hated Joe Buck.
Okay.
I
Other Royals
just, like,
fans.
listening to it because I had to hear the pain I'm paying. But like it's like if you're watching a game and Aaron Rodgers throws for 500 yards in the Super Bowl, they're not gonna not talk about Aaron Rodgers the whole game.
That was my whole point with that World Series. Like, yeah, Bumgarner's having the best World Series we've ever seen. Of course he's going to talk about it, Royals fans. Sorry. Yes, it's going to be a love fest for him because he's been that good. I'm sorry.
How would Joe Buck talk about football?
Well, part of that for the football thing is he's with Aikman and they do Cowboy games at the time, and it just gets frustrating. That's my thing with the Fox.
Joe Buck is the best announcer in sports.
I like him, personally. I know sometimes I feel like I'm in the minority, especially if you go to people, I hate Joe Buck. Well, you're also
Is he
your
the best
opponent.
announcer in all of sports?
Well, he's one of the best play-by-play guys.
Yeah, I think he's the best player.
Marv Albert. That dude is awesome.
I think Joe Buck. Joe Buck's like the most popular and the best.
Who's Marv Albert, dude?
What does he do?
NBA. How do you know that?
Well, I just sometimes I listen to games. I don't know who's calling the game.
Yeah, I don't really listen when I watch NBA games. I'm not gonna lie, so that could be true. So, like when I watch NBA games, I'm just like watching.
That's fair.
Like
Tony Romo.
Tony Romo's
Really good color. Jim Nance is a really good play-by-play guy,
I like
too.
him, man. I hate Chris Collins.
yeah, I'm really glad
Just NBC.
He's stupid.
he literally is.
Yeah, there's sometimes. I know some people like him. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not as high on
I
him.
honestly think that he's not bad, but like then he just says something really, really dumb.
Really
and you're like,
stupid.
okay, I hate him.
Let's just be honest. Phil Sims was awful at it,
Oh, yeah.
and just go on from there.
That was just a bad duo.
It was Nance and Sims. So Nance raised Sims up, but then
Wasn't Sims and Collins there for a while?
I hope not.
They
I
both
hope
do
not.
color, so I don't think they would both
I
do
hope not.
play-by-play. Neither one of those two could do play-by-play. No, I don't think so. No. Surely
Who does
not.
the play-by-play for NBC on Sunday Night Football?
Al Michaels.
I like Al Michaels.
Al Michaels isn't bad, but then you gotta listen to Chris.
That's fair. Yeah, that's all.
Every other sentence out of his mouth is back when I was a wide receiver.
It's like always like the gloves, man. He literally said on the last Sunday night game, he's like, I quit because the gloves made it too easy to catch the ball. Like obviously he was joking a little bit, but I'm like, dude, get out of your glory days. Good
It
lord.
wasn't even good.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good enough to be talking like that.
Definitely
Sounded
fair.
like some 8-man player from their high school.
I
Sounded
mean,
like me, reminiscing.
I was extremely average.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest, you were probably extremely below average because the really good people in 8-man were extremely average.
I was going, I'll give that on my defense. I'm be talking about my blocking though. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I was
You
slightly
haven't
above
blocked
average.
like nobody.
This guy did. Jordan's gonna come over there
I
and
mean, you
tackle
didn't
me.
block him.
Yeah, I did.
Not well.
He also had a concussion.
Alright.
What, Jordan?
My point is the people you were blocking at 8-man, the good ones, would have been average anywhere else.
Yeah, but they always put their best D end on my side because they're like, we'll go after this guy instead of our other guard.
Okay, that best DN would not have played anywhere else. Maybe the Stanford ones, but I bet they tore.
Okay, wasn't my fault. They rushed 4. We had 3 linemen. All right. I'm sorry, Nick. It's a bad game plan versus Stanberry. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm just saying. Hey, the same argument applies to me. I probably wouldn't play anywhere else. So.
You weren't even the best quarterback in our conference. Let's be real here.
I probably wasn't even top 5.
You were second.
No, wasn't top 5.
What?
No, wasn't top 5. You gotta play like Trent Meyer. I'm not Trent Meyer. Who? Oh, okay. This is completely pointless.
You're right.
Reynolds?
Reynolds.
Yeah, no.
Nobody that is listening right now.
No, there's some people right now who's listening from other
Most of the
places.
people that listen to this probably right now, you probably know exactly what we're talking about.
All 5 people.
The only people that listen to us are the ones that know us from us.
That's fair.
All right.
Glory days of 8-man high school. Let's go. Also, 8-man playoffs are tonight, round 2. I'm going to South North Andrews. Should be a good game. I mean, also Rockport hosts Stanberry.
I know nothing about it.
Rockport Stanberry would be a good game. Down City hosts Central Christian.
Central Christian's better than the record. They play all the good teams.
That's fair. Also, Worth County's going to destroy East Atchison, so there's that. There's nothing against East Atchison, just Worth County's that good. They could compete in Class 1. Bold hot take.
Good luck to all those high school kids.
Exactly. If you look to Maryville High School tonight, they play St. Pius at home.
They're gonna beat you.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they beat them earlier this year by like 20, so. Yeah. Second round of the playoffs for them.
Go Hounds.
If they win, they can go to Chillicothe next week, where they lost earlier this year. Yep. So, big weekend of high school football. Second round of the playoffs. We got to end the show. We got to give the Maryville people some good vibes. They're going to beat St. Pius. So.
You know Maryville and the show some good vibes. Your college team and 130.
That's fair. I mean,
I think they care way more
And your
than
basketball team hasn't lost over you.
they lost one game to Southern. That one. They haven't lost at home in a long time.
Yeah.
They won a national championship. They're playing Duke
That's what I'm
tonight.
saying. That's all.
Tonight at 6 p.m. They're playing Duke.
Good luck with that.
I will be watching.
Sweet.
Is that
It's ESPN 3.
no, they're number 1 guy.
Bagley?
All Duke
Yeah.
players are playing.
He's going to start. Of course he's going to start.
I've heard conflicting reports on whether we're going to take this like a real game or not, and I really hope we do. Like I don't think
They're starting 4 freshmen and then Grayson Allen.
Well, yeah, I don't think Duke will take it seriously, but I hope that we do because like even if we're playing the twos, like that's a good challenge for our wins.
Yeah.
Honestly, like their twos are really really good.
Yeah, it's Duke.
We're playing with number 1 recruit in the nation.
All I want is for Grayson Allen to get schooled in some kind of way. That's all I care about.
Pitts needs to put him on the ground.
Pitts put him on the ground and then move it him down, just dunk and maybe land on him. You know?
Nothing big here.
Just like
We're just asking.
just maybe like give him the face or something.
This game is at 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN 3. Also, make sure you catch our award-nominated show in the afternoon. Weekend sports kick off from 2 to 5. We're top 3 in the
Yeah, how
nation.
about you go ahead and pat yourself on the
I will a bit. More shameless plugs on this show. Weekend sports kick off 2 to 5.
How are we not award nominated?
I didn't say anything yet. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Have you listened to the show? We're talking about high school football 2 minutes ago.
That's on Devin.
This show will also be on YouTube later, so I'll make sure I post that link. Follow us on Twitter at X106 Friday
Does
Take.
anybody ever watch that show on YouTube?
We have a few views.
Jordan, I have. So it's probably like 3 views, me, Jordan, and Devin.
Well, one second. Let me see here. As our channel on X106 on YouTube, our last week's show got 5 views.
Hey, I didn't watch last.
Hey, one out from the week before, we got 4.
Hey, I didn't watch
We're
last. So
I haven't watched last week either.
This is the fastest growing show at X106.
oh my. All right.
We need to do some like promoting for this.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I always tweet out the link and then no one retweets it. So I'll tweet it out when I get the show up on YouTube. You guys make sure you retweet it. Follow us
I
on
don't
Twitter.
want to watch it on YouTube. I want to listen live. It's better.
Yeah, but we can't tell how many people actually listen when they listen
Nobody
live.
is up at 8 a.m. on Friday, 9 a.m. on Friday.
We are.
Listen to the radio.
That's why the YouTube's great, because we can see all 5 people who view the show.
Maybe we shouldn't put it on YouTube. That sounds depressing.
No, we'll put it on YouTube. At least something.
It'll start finding it.
Hey, we're growing though. 4 to 5. Hopefully get to 6 to 7 this
Hey,
week.
wait till we get to the NBA and it's like hot takes and then just growing.
It's fun time. Fun time here at X106. Make sure you find us this afternoon, 2 to 5. Weekend sports kickoff. That's it for today.
Award-winning.
Award nominated. We've top 3. We get the results later this weekend if we
You
win
think
it.
about winning the award? You already patted yourself on the back?
Award nominated. Top 3 in the nation in college radio broadcast. All right.
That's all right. I
Can't remember
didn't
who we're
realize
talking-
it was like a national thing.
Yeah.
This is like a campus thing.
No. No.
Actual props to Devin. Now making fun of him. Also,
I mean, I'm used to it. So, sorry, couldn't tell who else was. We were up there top 3 with Marshall University and Seton Hall.
we are Marshall. Sorry, I'm joking.
Thank you. But we are in the top
Have a
3.
movie.
Yeah, they do have a movie. But
Matthew McConaughey was in it, so it's kind
it's
of
hard to match up with that. But top 3 with Marshall and Seton Hall. So,
If we keep winning, they should have a movie. based
One more national title for Northwest, though.
on it. Let's be honest.
Does that count? You think we can count that?
We have the best like winning streak of any football team.
NAIA or higher. NAIA or
Like,
higher.
currently, we
With
have
a
the
D3
best
or higher.
streak of any football team.
It's
That's
ridiculous.
movie.
We did the gauntlet last year with one loss.
For the culture. Okay.
For the culture.
All right, so now we're gonna make a movie.
I mean, our
I'm
football and basketball teams last year combined to go like 50-1. So, 2 national
So you
championships.
picking to play our coach, the football coach.
Doral or Wright?
We'll go. Okay.
Who's playing Coach Mack in basketball? More on this next
Okay,
week.
Next week we'll pick our whole cast.
I like this.
Next week we have our cast for what's going to happen for the movie they remake for Northwest Missouri State and who's going to be the main characters
All right, so we're picking the coaches
and the star players.
and the captains from the last
Yeah, so who's going to play Bevins? Who's big enough to play Bevins? Bevins.
few years. Devin will play himself.
Who's the guy that played the forward?
Oh no, dude, he's for sure playing
Weidel.
Weidel.
He's definitely Cass. There we go. We're
All right, Chris
Good
Evans is
vibes.
playing Cass.
okay. The guy from Fast and Furious 6, the huge, massive bad guy, can be Bevins.
Or Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's also fair.
How's that going to work? Alright. We'll figure out the details.
I'll get it all put together. Okay?
All right.
I will cast our movie.
We'll have more of this next week here on Friday Take.